Why should you fail when you have a good source? I'm Teacher Alan. I'm representing to online. I'm always here, like usual, to tell you that the science subjects we have made easier than any other subject. And I'm sure by the time you're watching this video, uh, it is becoming evident. It is becoming a fact. As usual, I'm here to take you through chemistry and strictly, I want to take you through answer question. I'm going to give you sample responses of sample items, like we always do it. For today, I have an item like we agreed from section A, paper 1, chemistry. And this item goes, during a soccer game, Kato was hit with an elbow on the head. The injured area inflamed, in bracket became swollen, and very painful. On taking him to the school clinic, the nurse gave him product B. First off, 2 hours after swallowing, Kato was relieved from the pain and inflammation. This surprised him, and he would like to know more about the product. That's it. As a chemistry learner, part A, explain to Kato the category of the product B. Part B, describe to Kato how the product works. And then part C, explain the challenges associated with long-term use of such a product. The item is as simple as that. The item is all about a game. And from the scenario, Kato was part of the players. One of the, either the teammate or someone else hit his head with the elbow. The part that was hit became swollen or inflamed and very painful. On taking him to the school clinic, Kato was given product B, which after 2 hours of swallowing, he was relieved from the pain and the inflammation. The relief or the quick relief of the inflammation and the pain surprised Kato and made him very eager to know about the product. And this item is actually from drugs and medicines. Remember we said that the drugs and medicines may either be synthetic or natural. And we said they are synthetic if they are laboratory processed, and they are natural if they are extracted from plant or animal structures. We as well said that the synthetic or natural drugs may be analgesics, or analgesic drugs or medicines if they relieve pain and inflammation. We said these may be antibiotics if they treat and cure symptoms caused by bacterial infections. They may be antimalarials if they really cure and treat symptoms triggered or caused by the Plasmodium parasite. They can be antifungal if they really treat and cure symptoms triggered or caused by fungi. They may be anti-inflammatory let me call them, because almost all drugs are anti-inflammatory. Antihistamine. Antihistamines for them relieve allergic reaction caused by histamine secretion from the cells, especially the blood vessel cells. We talked of the antidepressants. We talked of the stimulants. We talked about all these ones, relieving symptoms of stress such as the anxiety, mania, depression. We talked of the stimulants as those drugs that elevates mood. They elevate your mood and relieve stress. We should know when they are given. We talked of the antipsychotic drugs. The antipsychotic drugs, there are many drugs. We said they may be natural or synthetic. We should know the extents. If synthetic, they are laboratory processed. If natural, they are obtained from plants and animal structures, irrespective of the work they do. So part A, the drug that was given relieved Cato's inflammation and pain. And that drug is analgesic. But was it synthetic or natural? I don't think going to hospital, they will extract, they will get extracts from plants or animal structures. In a hospital, we expect a synthetic drug, and specifically which purpose was it serving? An analgesic drug. So Cato was given, so we have to connect it to the scenario well, that Cato was given a synthetic analgesic. Or you may say product B is a synthetic analgesic. Why is it so? Why is it synthetic? Since it is laboratory processed. Why is it analgesic? Laboratory processed drug that relieved pain and inflammation. So to connect it well to the scenario, that relieve the cattle's pain and inflammation. I think when we bring in that, we shall have connected it well to the scenario. We said they mark the category. The category is synthetic analgesic. The reason is the definition to why they are called so. They are synthetic. The product was synthetic since it is laboratory processed, and analgesic since it relieves pain and inflammation cattle had. So we connect it to the scenario. So we don't end there because they mark CRE, the category, reason, and example. We give examples. And please, we don't give the brand names. There are many analgesic drugs. We don't give the brand names. We give the chemical names, the likes of paracetamol. This is an analgesic drug commonly used. There are many examples of drugs that are paracetamol type. So those examples, they are brand names. You may find one company calling it Panadol, the other calling it Camado, the other calling it headaches. But what is the chemical component in it? It is paracetamol. We have codeine, we have aspirin. All of these relieve pain and inflammation. So part A, they wanted us to explain to Kato the category of the product he used. Part B, they are asking us how the analgesics relieve pain. How do they relieve inflammation? So for pain, the analgesics do it in 2 ways, 3 ways actually. One, we all know that inflammation causes pain. So what the analgesics do, relieve the inflammation to lower the temperature such that the pain is relieved. That is one. But what they do mostly, they bind on the pain receptors in the nerves to stop pain perception. Majorly, these analgesic drugs contain chemicals that block the synapses to stop transmission of impulses of pain from the brain to the affected part. So when the synapses are blocked, the impulses of pain will not cross to and from the brain. So the sensation of the brain will not be made or interpreted by the brain. So you will not feel that pain. So analgesics relieve pain by blocking synapses and impulse receptors to block or to stop transmission of impulses of pain to and from the brain, to and from the brain. Hence, relieving the pain. So that's how it does two things: attaching to the impulse receptors of pain and blocking the synapses. In doing that, the analgesics are stopping the transmission of impulses of pain to and from the brain. Remember, it's the central nervous system that will interpret those impulses of the pain causers as pain. So once the impulses don't reach the brain, the pain will not be heard or sensed. Or if they reach the brain, the impulses will not be brought back to the part. The interpretation will not be brought back to the part to be sensed as pain. Part C, no, there is also inflammation. It was also relieved of inflammation. So how do analgesics relieve inflammation? Inflammation is swelling of any injured part. When there is swelling of any injured part, it means there is secretion of chemicals. And these chemicals that commonly cause inflammation, swelling of any injured part, one is histamine. Two, we have the prostaglandins. Once these chemicals are stopped from their secretion, or once they are blocked from being secreted, the inflammation will not be triggered. So what the analgesics do, the analgesics inhibit secretion and release of histamines and prostaglandins, which are the chemicals responsible for inflammation. And in so doing that, if the causer is stopped from being secreted, of course, the result will not come out. So there will be no inflammation if the prostaglandins and histamines are inhibited from being secreted and being released to those injured areas. The inflammation will immediately stop. And this is how the analgesics work. Today they have brought about analgesics. How do antibiotics work? How do antimalarials work? The antifungals, the antihistamines, the antidepressants, the stimulants, the antipsychotic drugs, how do they work? As you're reading, don't forget to subscribe, please. Don't forget to like our videos. Don't forget to share the videos with your friends. If you really like them, don't forget to invite them whenever there is a live class. We're always Mto Online, trying to give you what you may miss or what you have, but you don't take serious. And the last part, they're asking about the likely challenges associated with use of drugs, with use of such drugs. Such analgesics drugs sometimes result into dependence and addiction. There are people who may not even survive without using these analgesics. There are some analgesic drugs that when you take them for a week or more, you will find yourself not stopping using them. They are addictive. And this is as a result of the chemicals or the additives in them. They move your body to that direction that you cannot, that you feel as if you cannot survive without them. So we have the likes, the side effects. Overdependence in sometimes result into renal and liver damage. Some of these drugs contain chemicals that are toxic to the kidney and the liver cells. The long-term use of them may result into kidney issues, kidney failure, for example, liver failure, hepatitis, inflammation of the cells of these organs, the kidney and the liver cells. So there are many others. Some of these drugs cause ulcers in the gut. They get into the body. Some of them are highly acidic. They burn the walls of the stomach, bringing about wounds. So there are many other side effects which you can actually put in your comment section so that even your friends can see them. And we said, Amto Online will give you what you have, but reminding you on how they are used. Teacher Alan, once again, I sign out.